I've heard it said that love never dies. So your first death is when your body dies, and the last is when your name is no longer spoken. If you want to live forever, you need to start building your internal fountain of unconditional love, not searching the world for a fountain of youth. And I can teach you how because I had to learn how to from scratch a few years ago. And now I'm not lonely. I feel loved and I have a community. And because of that, now I can show you easy steps for you to build your own. Hi, my name is Brenna. I am a disabled and autistic person who grew up pretty isolated. I had a built in community of people that my parents had accumulated around them when I was born and as I grew up. But those people were my parents' community, and I realized it too as I got older. I also realized that I didn't know how to build community outside of the one that was handed to me, and I didn't have anybody to show me how. It made me really lonely for a while, but slowly my friends taught me how to build community and how to do it in unconditional love. I've taken all that I've learned through the years of me being alone and isolated, from doing online school in childhood first, then college online during the COVID pandemic, and then also working from home as an engineer then. After that, then I became disabled full time, so I couldn't even leave my bed. I learned how to build my community in the depths of my pain there so that I can help others living in that pain too. If that's you, then I hope you can pull up a chair and your favorite beverages. I know it's more than one because I have mine here, water and a fancy one. And I hope you can listen while I give you some new life in hope. Vulnerability, the beginning of community. Asking for help is hard. It's two things. First, it's admitting you need something that you do not have. And second, that you are also too weak to acquire it alone. Our ego hates asking for help. It hates appearing weak, but love and community rely on removing the barriers that we have built between us and other people. Usually built for good reason, but to let people in, we have to dismantle them. Asking for help is a wonderful way to build resilience in ego death and to practice in letting others practice their generosity with you. This also means that when you ask, people will sometimes say no because they cannot help you. Part of vulnerability is extending vulnerability to the other person as well. Patience, the long-suffering nature of love. Those of us who are lonely, who have built up our own walls from the world that hurt us, can find it hard to be vulnerable and patient all at once. When we lower our ego, admit our weakness, and then someone still rejects us, someone pushes us away, and someone says they cannot, our rage has a tendency to rise and take place of our love, but wait a moment with a no. Imagine that when you took down your walls to ask for help, that in seeing your vulnerability, your friend also came out of their walls and admitted theirs. Instead of rage towards your friend, I invite you to take hands in love with your friend and your rage and their rage if it is there, and march together towards the sun, or against the thing that is keeping you both lonely and behind the walls. You don't have to let your anger keep you from community. Your anger builds community with you, but in love. Respect the awe and adoration of love. The journey to justice is long. As you take in hand your anger, and your other hand your friend, and your friend takes their anger in their hand, how do you spend the journey? Maybe the first steps are spent in rage. Rage at your need, rage at the ways the walls that you built kept you from each other. But once your anger turns into a loving companion, then what? Then you begin to know each other. You walk and you stroll and you tell stories of your lives. You stop often for water and for shade under a tree, or to take a rest on a blanket with a picnic together. Along the journey to fight for justice, you learn about each other and you become more than friends in rage. You become friends in respect and adoration of each other. And maybe by the end, you do not even need to keep marching. Because the thing that made you need justice was your loneliness. But now you've made a friend. Now I would like to take the time to introduce you to my friend, a member of my community, as this video is sponsoring his fundraiser. Omar is the age of my younger siblings. He loves his God and he loves his community and his family. He raises funds to feed the people around him and often doesn't pick the food for himself. He loves to play football or soccer in America, and he is incredibly smart and caring. He has supported me by constantly asking how I was doing and praying for me during my surgery recovery while his tent burned down. His tent burned down, and he had nothing, and he was asking how I was doing in my apartment. Thank you for caring, Omar. Now I ask you all to care for my friend Omar. If anything in this video is helping you and you have money to spare, only if it is to spare. Don't give anything if you're also starving, but please. Omar is returning to his home during the ceasefire, during Ramadan, and there is nothing there. He needs my help, he needs our help, and he needs money, quite frankly. You can find the information to donate in the description. Thank you for listening, for caring, for praying, and for being love in action to my friend Omar with your donations. You are now his friends too, if you love him or his story. Practicality of community. How can you meet people or hang out in this capitalistic world? By helping each other. When we think of helping others, fear and scarcity often rush in. But I can't pay my bills this month. I need treatment and an operation, and my mom is sick, and my cat needs surgery, and my clothes don't fit because I lost weight from not eating, and wait. Remember? You know how to come out of the walls that were built out of fear. With vulnerability, then with patience And then lastly, with respect. We can help each other much more than we think. Our homes are a treasure trove of resources where often we only see garbage. Now is the time to remember that money is meaningless and community is everything. It can begin very, very small. If you don't know a person, you don't have a single friend. I personally recommend getting on Facebook group called Buy Nothing. You can request items you need and give items away to people in your direct community instead of to Goodwill, which is basically just throwing your stuff in the trash. Your community needs that stuff, and you just need to offer it. And if you need something specific, someone else probably already has it, just dusty, unused in a garage nearby. You just need to ask for help. If you have at least one friend, start trading resources. This can mean whatever it needs to mean for you. Personally, for my friends and I as artists, it means trading entire art pieces or sending boxes of unused art supplies to each other so we can still create. If you have food in the fridge that you know you won't eat, but it isn't bad, invite someone over to take it off your hands. Someone near you is starving. Have a free garage sale. Bring everything that you would have donated and set it out on the yard on the table. If you live in a community, you can get everyone involved and just start giving things away for free. This world is abundant. We do not need money to practice generosity and love. This world is abundant. We do not need money to practice generosity and love. I listed a few more quick ways that you can show love all over this screen so you can see that imagination is the key and love and community is already abundant all around you. Today, for my call to action, I invite you to practice vulnerability, patience, and respect with the people who you notice doing the same with you. Love will bloom and flourish. Now, your name will never die. Community is not given, community is built. Who are you building your community with now that you know how? I love your humanity. I am proud of you. I believe in your capacity to change. I know you have all you need for great love and for great kindness towards others and then towards yourself. Or maybe first yourself, so you can finally love others the way you wanted to. You hold all the keys. I love you. Goodbye.